day. Call on Government Order of the Day number 5.
Electronic monitoring of offenders legislation bill interrupted debate on second reading.
When we last debated this bill, Kelvin Davis was speaking. He has 2 minutes remaining to speak. Kelvin Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when I last spoke about this bill, I described the framework that goes with the monitoring, the electronic monitoring of prisoners. I also spoke about the fact that on any given day there's between 20 and 47 offenders who have had their bracelets cut off, and that means there's 20 to 47 communities out there in New Zealand who are living under a bit of a cloud in terms of their safety. But look, Mr. Speaker, just in the short space of time that I've got left, the biggest issue, or one of the biggest issues that corrections has, is not so much offenders cutting off their bracelets, but the fact that our prisons are full to overflowing, and one of the reasons our prisons are full to overflowing is just the poor rehabilitation programs that are going on. In fact, the Corrections' own annual report last year has said on page 134 that the rates of some of the programs reported are so small that they are below the level of statistical significance. That means basically whether an offender does a course or doesn't do the course, there's basically no difference to his outcome. And so I've asked written questions of the Minister around how many offenders are on a particular course. And there's one where there were 319 offenders did one of the courses, and there's a rehabilitation quotient on page 41 that says...
Related to the bill.
Well, it is related to the bill, Mr. Speaker, in that we would have less need for electronic monitoring. We would have less need for electronic monitoring if the rehabilitation programs actually worked. So this particular program that I'm talking about has a rehabilitation quotient of -2.2. When I asked the Minister how many people does this actually relate to, it came down to just 2 people difference. Whether they did the course or they didn't do the course, is only 2 people different, and the cost of that course was some $5 million. So the taxpayer...
I'm sorry to interrupt the member, but his time has expired.